have a legal right to be in there. You understand? This is, I'm just letting you know, this is a violation. You're chilling my First and Second Amendment right now. At least you didn't try to take my ID and arrest me for failure to ID when I didn't even do anything.
I talked to you at the station that first day. This isn't how this conversation is going to go. You have two options. You can sue anybody, sue me. That's fine. You know how to go about that. I'm just telling you that if you go back in there and they call us again, you're going to get charged and cited. Okay. And if it has to turn into an arrest because you refuse to leave, that's when it gets upgraded to the misdemeanor.
I've not once refused to leave.
No, you didn't.
I'm not a defiant trespasser.
Very good.
How's it going, folks, and welcome back to San Joaquin Valley Transparency. Thank you guys for being here once again, and I'm coming back to you guys today with another video brought to you, folks, by the way of this channel here. This one here goes by the name of Lancaster County, Pennsylvania Audits. This is a brand new and smaller channel with his first couple of First Amendment audits uploaded to his channel. But in this particular video here, he conducts a First Amendment audit at the Free Public Library in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Though I myself am not a huge fan of library audits, I do believe that they are necessary and important because they are also government and taxpayer funded. So that would not only make it your right, but your duty to make sure those tax dollars are being spent appropriately. As you guys watch this video, I'm sure you will notice how educated this man is on his rights and case law, which is very important to have mesmerized before going out to conduct one of these audits. The original premise of a First Amendment audit is simple. It's simply supposed to mean going inside government and publicly funded agencies to make sure they respect your First Amendment rights to record in public, as well as to make sure public officials are not goofing off and wasting your taxpayer money. He is also open carrying here, which would consider this a Second Amendment audit as well. Check this out and let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'll see you at the end of the video.
Lancaster Free Public Library, the Lancaster County Library here in Lancaster, PA. It's currently 3 o'clock. You just heard the bell hopefully in the background, and it's Wednesday, February 1st. So we all know what happened with the last visit to Lancaster County Library. How you doing? You're okay, you can walk through. The incident with law enforcement illegally trespassing from the public library. So we're going to go in here and attempt to do a video tour, and I'm also going to be open carrying. We'll remind you that there is state preemption, so the library itself cannot actually make their own rules regarding carrying of firearms. This library is actually closing, I think, in March, and they're moving down a little bit to the Ewell Plaza, and they're going to have a 99-year lease from the Lancaster City Parking Authority. So let's go take a look here. Our hours are right here. No, actually, I don't have that right. All right.
Has it been a while since you used your card against it?
Monitored by security cameras, so no matter where you go, you're on camera. Audio visual. Like I said, this library closes in a month. I haven't been here since I was probably 13, maybe 14. Oh man, so it's been a little bit, like 24 years. Well, here's another notice. How you doing? Yeah. If it's about the firearm, it's preempted by the state case law of Michigan. You guys can't restrict it.
I can.
You cannot.
I have to tell you. Can I explain it? I want you to be open, understanding, all right?
Okay.
So, just because we have public in our name does not mean we're public.
You're funded by the taxpayers.
We are not.
You are. I can look it up right now. You actually were adopted by the Lancaster County Commissioners. You have public meetings. Not only do you have public meetings, but you're public. Regardless of whether you like it or not, you are.
This is a statement that has our 501c3 number, tax information. You can look up on the IRS website. All of our information's there. If you want further statements, all the information's there. I have it for you. We knew you were coming, you know. Manheim Township is a municipal building. They have the rules of the local government. They have to follow by that. You did right with that.
Oh yeah, but yeah, this is also open to the public, and
this is open to the public.
Yes,
because
but
we
listen
are a
to me.
Charity, sir.
When you move down to Ewell Plaza, okay, you have a 99-year lease from Lancaster City Parking Authority, okay, which means
because we made a deal because we are a private 501 nonprofit.
Yeah, a nonprofit may run it, but it's still funded by taxpayer dollars, meaning we can be here. It is. It's open to the public. Most certainly
it
it
is
is.
open to the public because we are open to the public as a public charity.
Okay.
As a
Like,
501.
You're gonna end up getting more people coming down here. This is what's gonna happen. Like, all I want to do is do a tour before you guys close. That's what I'm doing.
I know, sir, but I'm just trying to let you know that we are a private institution.
Well, you can say that. I
We are not
disagree with
municipal.
that.
And here is the information. I'm handing it to you.
I don't need that. If you go right onto your website, your own history states you were adopted by the Lancaster County Commissioners. You get funds, local and state. Not only that, this is a district library. It was named a district library by the state librarian.
We are not
You are.
sponsored by that. We have donations
You
from
have.
and fundraising events.
Are
because
you
we
familiar?
Are a
Here, let me
nonprofit.
pull up your website.
So we are a nonprofit. We have a lot of
Most
our,
libraries are nonprofit, and they have a separate board. There's a separate board that's actually run by the county regarding district libraries. It's what is LC, Lancaster County Library Systems, LCLS.
So yes, that is countywide. So a lot of our meetings go through them. We are a part of that system. That's how we operate with the rest of the libraries. But we are a individual entity as it is. We're not located. We're not affiliated with any local governments or anything like that.
I don't believe that at all because
I am
can pull it
handing
up
you
here.
a copy of our information that states that we are a private entity.
I'm gonna pull up your website real
You
quick.
can go on
okay?
the IRS website. It's all on there. They have our private tax numbers, all of our tax forms that say that we are a nonprofit individual. And that is how we are able to call people in to ask you to leave. Because
Well, they can try to ask me to leave. I mean, you're more than welcome to do that, but
I'll wait for you to.
yeah, I'm pulling it up. It's just taking a minute to find it here.
Take your time. Because I have this statement here. This says we are a private institution.
Nonprofit runs it is still funded by government funds from the
By
state.
grants.
It
We
doesn't
can
matter.
apply for
Grants and funds and taxes.
We are not guaranteed to get those. We're not guaranteed to get those funds. A lot of our money comes from fundraisers and events that we actually hold.
I'm not too sure if you folks noticed, but the library worker already had some sort of tax form in his hand ready to give to this man, claiming they are not funded by taxpayer dollars, in which I can tell you folks that isn't true. Public libraries are governmental institutions. They are funded by an integral part of the civic system of a specific state, county, or city. This public official here seems to get in his feelings over the camera and is dictating this man around based on his ego instead of law or even policy. I don't see why it would be such a big issue with this man filming in there. I can tell you guys that it isn't illegal because if it is publicly funded, it is open to the public until you have broken a law. Regardless of what their set of rules or policies are, they do not trump the First Amendment nor Second Amendment. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Keep watching.
Here we go. 1963, Library Systems Lancaster County was formed under the auspices of Lancaster Free
Library
Public. Hang on.
systems.
Yeah. Under the Lancaster Free auspices of the Lancaster Free Public Library. In 1969, the county commissioners designated the Lancaster Free Public Library as the county library, and the state named it as a district library center. Okay, this is a district library center. It's right on your website. If you'd like, I can pull up the case law out of Michigan regarding carry-on property in district center where there is preemption.
Well, LSLC is the county-wide,
Correct.
pretty much council. We affiliate with them so that we can have, the public have an ease of transit between, libraries, so we can get books sent from other libraries to here, but we are a private institution. Just because we have meetings with
Yeah,
that,
and right here it even says that LSLC is
So-
their agent to provide public library service to
I
county
wanna show you.
residents.
We are, so there it says the Lancaster Public Library, the LPL's branches. It was
me
listing
get
the
down.
branches that are municipal.
We sit this down.
So I know Mountville, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
is one. Manheim Township is one. And this one is private, though. We have our 501c3 statements. Those other libraries are municipal ran. So the government, they fund that directly. They're staffed by the government.
I'm looking right at your website, and that's saying completely different than what you're telling me. This is literally on your website.
LSLC was formed under auspices of Lancaster Free Public Library.
Yep, once you enter into an agreement with the county or local systems, you open yourself up to public. You may not like that,
Well, I
but
want to see where
regardless.
it says our library in particular.
Well, right here, where it says Lancaster Free Public Library was designated as the county library, and the state named it a district library center. Okay, so if the state is naming this a district library center, it means you get special funding from the state, and it gets distributed from your library to other
This is
libraries.
right there. The LSLC staff moved out of the LCO.
Yeah, that doesn't matter, but
Changed
it
the
says
name.
it
Yes,
says
we're
hang on.
not affiliated with them anymore. The other branches are part of
In 1986, the LCL board split into separate LCL and LCLC boards. That doesn't mean. It says in 97, county commissioners designated LSLC as their agent to provide public library services to county residents. In 2000, library staff was split between LCL and LCSC. So why would they split the staff if you weren't related?
Read the rest. Look, 2006, the Lancaster County Library changed its name to Lancaster Public Library. The LPL's 3 branches in Lancaster, Leola, and Mountville currently serve as the free public libraries for approximately 207,000 people. And that is separate from the system. We are
Approximately 207,000 people, Lancaster County residents in 14 municipalities, Conestoga Township. It's all related. So
we're part of the system, but we're not directly ran by
if
the
you're
local
part of
government.
the system, unfortunately, you're public. You may not like it. It is public.
We are not, because those locations are the locations that are directly affiliated with LSLC are, but we are not part of them anymore. We work with them just to make ease of public, and able to have people, check out books from other libraries, to have them sent here through delivery services, and they can borrow books. Just because public's in the name doesn't mean that. Public.
It not only is public, it's Lancaster County as well.
Our deductibility code, you see that? It's PC. That means public charity. We classify as a public charity.
That's just how it's ran.
But
that doesn't mean
no. But that's our status as a 501c3 nonprofit. So we are an individual entity from the LSLC. We're not part of that entity any longer. So you have all the history there. So
let's take a look here.
That's how we're able to have security. We're able to have people trespass, because if we don't feel comfortable,
if
it's not open to the public.
You are a district library center. It's right on your website, man.
The LSLC locations are, but we're not a part of LSLC anymore. We are our separate thing. We just do business with them to make it easier for people to get books from other
Do you accept
locations.
funding or anything from any state agency, any local city, county government?
As far as I know, most of our funding comes from fundraisers.
No, I think it's less than half of your funding, actually. I think it's like 30%, if I recall looking it up. But you get a good portion from the state and county as well as city.
No, I don't.
They do make payments to your system. And when you were named a state library center, at that time, once you're adopted by the county commissioners, it becomes a public entity. I mean, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I haven't been here since I was 14. I want to do a walkthrough. I want to see what it looks like before you guys move out. And then I plan on coming down to Ewell Plaza when you open down there as well.
Okay, I mean, feel free to walk around and you can record as long as you don't get people in the way. But
I'm not causing. Yeah, and it's lawful.
It's
lawful.
Issue. It is not, because
It is.
we are private.
Not
are separate.
private.
We are separate from the LSLC. The
You're-
Lancaster County system, we work with them, but this company looked out to another security company to hire. Most
Oh yeah,
public
which company?
entities can't. So
How you doing?
work
Can I
for
get your name, sir?
Yeah, I talked to you at the police station the other day, Sergeant Davis.
Sergeant Davis. Awesome. I really don't need that. I appreciate it.
So
though.
you're employed here by the library, correct?
By the library, yes.
And as what capacity?
Security.
Security. And have you advised this gentleman that he's no longer allowed to be on the property?
Yeah.
No, we're actually having a discussion. I do believe this is a public entity. They receive tax dollars, correct?
Okay. So do you understand that you're not welcome to be here anymore?
I
That's all
understand that they don't want me to be here. If you like, we can go outside and chat.
That's
but
fine. Let's go outside.
Okay.
Do you remember talking to me the other day?
I talked to. I don't remember who I talked to.
That's
So,
fine. We're good.
how you doing? Can I have your name, please?
Williams, Officer Williams.
Nice to meet you. Hi.
You want to go outside?
Yeah. After you.
I'll come back in and talk to you guys then. Thank you. You didn't come back in and talk to us the other day. I was asking you to come back
Yeah,
in.
no, I was
Just
getting
the
over.
schedule.
I was getting over pneumonia, to be honest with you.
Oh, shit, you
I
feel
had
better
just
now?
gotten out of the hospital. Yeah, and finally. But is this library not funded by taxpayer dollars?
I would assume it is, right?
Yeah, so that means it's the Lancaster. It's under district library. It was named a district library by the state librarian. It also has a board. I was just at Manheim Township Library. I had no issues. They didn't give me any issues at all.
They didn't ask you to
Open
leave or
period,
anything?
Nothing. They knew I was coming.
Cool.
So
if they ask you to leave, that's when it becomes a problem.
but the problem is it's public. That's where the issue is.
Absolutely. And to come into it, but once they say that you didn't go by the rules or whatever it is that they have, whatever rules it is that they say that you didn't.
Well, they're claiming that it wasn't
I'm sure most of you folks watching can guess where this outcome is headed. Supervisor Davis seems so quick to follow someone else's orders and violate this man's rights, which is exactly what a majority of them are trained to do, when in actuality, he should be the one educating the library officials that it is completely legal and he has the freedom to record there. The First Amendment of the Constitution protects that right to walk around, document and ask questions within these public buildings, a library being one of them. Right now, it seems that we are rampant in the states with uneducated cops violating our rights on a daily basis based on their feelings. It's now only getting documented more than ever. The oath they take to protect our rights is being treated nothing more than a recited speech at this point. Keep watching.
Filming today, like the last guy, they're claiming it's because I'm open carrying my firearm.
Yeah.
Now the problem is, if they're regulated or in any way associated with the county or Lancaster City in any way, or they accept tax dollars, then they cannot restrict firearms. It's preempted by the state of Pennsylvania. Not only is it preempted, there's case law from 2011 out of Michigan regarding Michigan open carry and their district library system. And it was found that the library system rules are preempted by the state law. Okay. Just like I can carry over at City Hall or the police station in publicly accessible areas where I can be, I should be able to do that here as well. I shouldn't be able to restrict that.
Okay. So I'm not here to enforce your firearms and how you carry.
Oh
as
yeah,
long as
yeah,
you're doing it
absolutely.
legally. That's not what I'm here to
well,
do.
the reason I'm open carry obviously is against going what their policy says: no firearms or weapons. And if they're a government agency, they cannot restrict that. That's what I'm trying to say. So right now, I feel like if this is public, and is there any way you can look into that for me to find out if this is taxpayer funded or public?
So,
because if it's a private entity, I'll gladly go.
No, I'm not saying that's private. I would imagine that it is public, considering it says Lancaster Public Library right there.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, so you're welcome to come in, but if when somebody asks you to leave, you have to leave no matter what.
But here's the problem. If that's the case, then they could say, I don't like the color of your skin, I want you to leave. It's a government entity. They can't act like that. They can't do that. They can't chill First Amendment and Second Amendment activity as a government entity. You should know that as a sergeant. You are a sergeant, correct?
Correct.
You should know that. If not, maybe Lieutenant Hayes or somebody would know that. Because, I mean, he's familiar with carrying firearms on public property regarding the market.
Who's Lieutenant Hayes?
Lieutenant Hayes? I don't know if he's still there, but when the incident happened down at the market where the guy had the long gun, are you familiar?
No.
Okay, it was 2020. He was the one that made the comment to Lancaster newspapers regarding, even if we came, there's nothing we could do. It's public property.
City Police?
Lancaster City Police. No, it was the City Police.
Okay. You want to look it up for me? I'm going to talk to these guys. I'll be back.
Yeah, because I like to figure this out, because if it's public, they cannot tell me to leave unless I've violated a law. I violated no laws. I'm being amicable. I'm being cordial.
I understand. But so I'm here looking at the trespassing issue, and as far as an authorized person, who was the gentleman that you were talking to when I first got here. Hey, how you doing?
All right. Yourself?
Good.
How you doing? You can come over. I won't bite. I promise. Oh, okay. Do I stink?
How would he know from there?
I ate a lot of garlic.
How would he know from there if you stink?
Oh, I don't know. It's
So
a lot
we're
of
here
garlic.
looking at the trespassing issue, right? And if an authorized person asks you to leave, which is what I was understanding and what you understood when we were inside, and you agreed to talk out here,
Yeah, of course.
That's what I'm here to look at. I'll
Yeah,
be back,
sure
right?
thing. I would love to get this figured out, because I guarantee you more and more people are going to keep coming down, especially if it's public, and eventually it's going to result in a civil rights lawsuit under Section 1983. I don't want to go that route. I definitely don't. I just want to do my video tour.
All right.
All right, thank you. I'll wait for you. Right here. All right, look at this. Here, I got this for you. Right here's from Lancaster Online. Lancaster City. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit your foot. Lancaster. Whoop, stupid ads, man. I don't mean to take up your time for something so ridiculous.
Because you're not a member.
Yeah, most
Sometimes
likely.
you get kicked out. So this gentleman in here is telling me that he tried to give this to you, that you didn't want it.
Yeah,
You didn't
no,
want this?
no. He's just saying that it's
Well,
ran
he has
by
a copy for you. He's trying to. Just
Yeah, I understand. He can just toss it out.
You don't need it?
Yeah, I don't need it. He's just trying to say that it's ran by a non-profit, which, yeah, a lot of libraries actually do have non-profits. However, they're still government funded. And regarding what I was going to show you, hopefully I can show you long enough, find issues with county library funding formula. If Lancaster City Council finds issues with the library funding formula, what does that mean? That means this is a public library. They receive tax dollars from the county. They receive tax dollars from the state. If you can restrict my rights here this is a government entity. There's case law, like I said, out of Michigan. You can look it up. Michigan Open Carry versus their district library systems. By them being a district in the district library system, opens them up to the public. You cannot chill people's rights simply for carrying a firearm where legal, where I'm lawfully allowed to be, and you can't for filming. You can't do that. It's First and Second Amendment protected activity. And by them doing that, and by you being here, you know, assisting them in that, not only does that make them susceptible, but it can make you susceptible in a lawsuit. I don't want to go that route.
That's fine. Do you need my card?
Yeah, I'd love to have it.
So let me get that. So you have been advised that you're not allowed to go back in there. If you go back in there, you could be cited with trespassing. All right.
Okay,
I don't want that to happen. You don't have any other equipment or gear or anything like that, right?
No, I have what you see on me,
right,
so I'm going to have to file a lawsuit.
Understood. That's fine.
Okay.
I'll get you my card.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right, Josh or Joshua?
Josh is fine.
There's my card, my email address, and my phone number.
If you look here, what happened? It started as presentation by Lancaster Public Library to City Council requesting continued financial support in the city's 2021 budget. Under questioning from council members, it quickly turned into discussion about what was described as an equitable distribution of funding from the county, with library representatives tracking council members who pledged to work with the library to seek changes in the way Lancaster County government distributes library funding. So it's governmentally, it's funded by taxpayers, okay? Just like you're funded by taxpayers. I have a legal right to be in there. You understand this is, I'm just letting you know this is a violation. You're chilling my First and Second Amendment right now. At least you didn't try to take my ID and arrest me for failure to ID when I didn't even do anything.
I talked to you at the station that first day. This isn't how this conversation is going to go. You have two options. You can sue anybody, sue me, that's fine. You know how to go about that. I'm just telling you that if you go back in there and they call us again, you're going to get charged and cited. Okay. If it has to turn into an arrest because you refuse to leave, that's when it gets upgraded to the misdemeanor.
I've not once refused to leave.
No, you didn't.
I'm not a defiant trespasser.
Very good.
I don't do that. However, I'm gonna look into legal action as best as I can, and I'm gonna file some requests, because if this is open to the public and you guys arrest me, then you're making a false arrest at that point.
So it looks like you're trying to get some more information, which is awesome. Do you want this paper, Josh? Or
I
no?
do not want it. Again.
All right, take care of yourself.
I'm gonna go over here to City Hall and thank you.
Where you're going, right?
Yep, I know exactly where I'm going.
Thank you folks so much for watching and tuning in. If you guys enjoyed this one, I want you to go ahead and leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. As always, the original video and channel link will be down below in the description. Also, don't forget to let them know SJVT sent you folks. It's pretty disheartening to see our public servants violate our rights so swiftly when they take an oath to protect them. Case law Castle Rock versus Gonzalez bluntly shows how cops are not responsible for your safety nor well-being. If they were, we'd see a massive change within police departments with just an inch bit of accountability and transparency. To learn more about your rights and certain laws, be sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the like if you enjoyed this video here. Also, the bell notifications icon down below for future videos. Once again, I appreciate you all for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.